Hi, I'm Father Fred. I want to thank you for just taking a few moments to study this video and learn about the project that we're planning. I think it's a wonderful, awesome project. It's an exciting time, I think, whenever a parish sees that need and works towards making that future reality a possibility for the parishioners, and in this project, especially for our youth and adults who will be using this facility.
We returned from the Air Force in 1961 to make our home in Huntsville. At that time, St. Thomas the Apostle was a mission to St. Joseph's Church in New Waverly. We met in a very small, quaint, white frame church with a white steeple, and it was very small. It would seat probably 15 people. In 1962 and 63, we started planning for this church, and it was completed in early 1964. We were all so pleased to have a parish now and not a mission. We were very happy about that.
I became a member of the parish in 1977. At that time I was a Baptist, I was not a Catholic. I actually joined this church when I was 36 years old, about 1981, somewhere in that range. And I had 4 children, went to the church here, raised here. I've been president of the parish council 4 different times. And I was here when they built the CCE building, and I was here when Father Fred came and we purchased the property next door and built the nursery and all of the classrooms over there.
I think it's a growing, culturally diverse community. It's a vibrant community. It's, I think, very active in different ministries and so forth. So.
Oh, the community here is amazing. I just remember it was Peggy Riley. Every time that there was something going on in the parish, she always made an effort to invite me to that. So when the ladies were going to have a dinner or an event, and then I was always invited. And she's just an example of the many folks at St. Thomas that are always inviting each of us, each other to different things to make sure there's no one left out.
To me, by getting people involved in the community through the different activities that they do, they really become, instead of just, I guess, people who belong to a parish, they now belong to a family. They take a lot more ownership in it, and I think that enthusiasm is very contagious and helps other people kind of look at their faith. And you know, faith is always a growing thing. I mean, I was talking about the other day about it being a pilgrim church. We're always on this journey, and the journey is always to grow in that relationship with Christ. And it's, I think, through those activities that we really get to make that happen.
We have developed and we're told this too by people who come, we've developed some sort of a family atmosphere that I think has helped us, and we have strong organizations. The Ladies of St. Thomas, for instance, when it used to be the Altar Society, when I first met with them, had only 4 members meeting. And now they have, 65 or something like that, very active members, and they do all sorts of social things as well as business things.
Well, definitely with the growing parish, we see the challenge of trying to coordinate everything. I think people have this idea that people come on Sunday and there's very little going on during the week, but if they saw us trying to put everyone in their different places when they needed the space. And part of the problem is we have space, but it's never been really built for churches. After about 12 or 13 people, there's no more room in this building. So it's a problem in terms of just if we have larger meetings. And especially, I think, with the initial push for this was for the youth facilities. The youth building, it's a nice, large building, but after about 20 or 30 people, everyone has to sit on the floor, but there's no room for chairs in this room, in this building. So I think that's a good thing to see, but then it presents the problem of how do we keep moving forward and provide the space that people need so they enjoy coming as compared to, I don't like sitting on the floor.
The new building will be a multi-purpose building. It has about 9,800 square feet of classroom, meeting room space, and then it has the rest of the space of the 15,600 will be the pavilion, which we will use for large meetings, and the young people can use it. They'll be able to play some basketball, and then the bazaar will be located at that point. We'll no longer have to rent tents to do a bazaar. It's designed on the first floor. Most of the first floor is designed for the young people to have a large working area to where they can have their tech room and all of their other classrooms downstairs. The other stuff upstairs is mainly for meeting rooms and any other rooms that we need, the Father will assign. And what we need to understand is right now we have about 2,800 square feet of floor space that these young people use, and most of it is 60 to 70 years old. And in this facility, we'll have nearly 10,000 square feet. So there's a lot of space for growth, a lot of space for expansion.
I think people obviously gravitate to beautiful things. So a beautiful church, people enjoy coming. I think nicer facilities, more modern facilities, people will certainly be attracted to that. And I think people enjoy participating when those facilities are attractive and pleasant and comfortable and so forth, and they then invite their friends to come to those activities. So it has a kind of domino effect, I guess you would say.
I'm very excited to be part of the committee in helping planning out and bringing people together and participate. I ask that everybody pray and ask the Holy Spirit to guide us and to make this a reality so that we can all accomplish it and make it happen for the good of our children, grandchildren, and also of our friends and family members here in St. Thomas.
Well, I definitely feel like this is a worthy cause and that everybody should step up and contribute to this new building. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to pull the money together for it, but I think it's definitely going to be a worthwhile cause.
You know, this is going to be our building. Please take a look at it to make sure that, and to ask the questions so that you feel like you're part of it and you know why the decisions have been made to help support this community and this growth, because, you know, we need it. We all are going to have to kind of reach down and give a little bit more, but it's going to make things easier for so many ministries in the future to have something better than what we're making do with now.
This parish has meant everything to me and my family. I came here, like I said, in 1977. My youngest daughter, nearly died at birth. She was born at 7 months, and I said my first rosary whenever she was born. The doctor had come in and said they were going to have to operate on her, that she didn't have any chance of living. We said a rosary. He walked back in the room and said, "I don't know what happened. She's perfectly fine." So that was the beginning of my journey to become a Catholic. She saved my youngest son the same way. So I made her a promise that I would do everything in my power to grow this church. And that's what I've done for the last 42 years.
I don't think people put enough emphasis at times in prayer. I was just praying for the success of this campaign, how God can touch hearts maybe of people that we're not aware of might participate in this. So I think just to build a foundation of prayer, there's a spiritual component in this, and I think that's what this campaign is really trying to do, is look at stewardship. So how do we build what we need, but build it on the foundation of Christ and prayer? And then I think it's just everyone making the sacrifices that they need to make, that somehow if God really wants a project to be done, somehow it will be. we've prayed over this, we've certainly reflected on this, we've kind of gone through a lot of different possibilities of how to provide for the space and so forth. And I think that this just kind of all now come together at this point.
We're a little outpost. We're at the edge of the diocese. We're kind of at the edge of the Bible Belt, but we've always pulled together. We've worked with each other. We've found ways to make things happen time and time again. We've grown as well. We have more people to draw from. The reason we have this need is that there's more people here, there's more people participating in our community, but we are a community. The Hispanic community, the English-speaking community is working together more closely than ever that I think here. We're all in this together. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that the rest of this community recognizes and sees that we've got to do something. We've made do with too little for too long, and if we're wanting to grow our community, we need a spot for that growth to happen.
We've been planning this project for a number of years. We've been praying over it, and we've had, I think, the Holy Spirit guide us with some different options, and I think we finally settled on a great option for this. And people can participate in different ways. I think, as mentioned at church with Nyland Elliott a few weeks ago, that people who are skilled in the construction trade can certainly offer their talents and so forth. But then also this capital campaign is different. It's not just a few people kind of spearheading it, but the campaign is organized that we have a group of people who are in charge of different areas, but they're going to be calling parishioners to maybe be on the telephone tree or to participate in the rally nights, so we can all be enthusiastic and energized. And I think when people are participating in the campaign, again, it's one of those ownership things. They feel like, this is my campaign, I want to make it successful. And I think that energy kind of builds on itself and truly helps us to achieve the goal we've set out for ourselves.
Well, when I look at the past, in 1961 on up through 2019, I am very inspired by what our church has accomplished through the years. And our church has never looked so beautiful. And I think that is from just from the source of people that are interested in our church to make it better all the time. And I'm very pleased and just very inspired for the future.
Well, we have these beautiful facilities today because people made sacrifices to make that happen today. But then we always have to look forward to the future, and even looking in the present, we don't have enough of the facilities to provide for our present needs. And then really part of our mission is to always be handing on to the next generation. So we're really providing not only for today, but like the prayer said, we build for today and then look to our future. I think just the possibilities of growth and providing for the needs that we do have. Certainly I think the youth, we need to really provide the formation and the space to help them really get energized and enthusiastic about their faith. And I think a lot of parishes find that when you get the children and youth involved, then the parents become more involved and so forth. So I think it's, to me, maybe that mustard seed parable that Jesus uses that will kind of plant the seed, and who knows what's going to happen after that.